Hey everybody, welcome back to the 80s Slashers YouTube channel. And in this video, we will be talking about these things. And these are the, the cover art for 80s Slashers. Um, there's many things about this genre of film that I absolutely love. But one of them is definitely the artwork. That we get with these films, that these original poster arts that originally came out, they were just they were works of art. They captured the genre, the feeling of these films, and they're not really they don't make them like this anymore. I don't know what it is, why these films today don't do this. A lot of these are commissioned artwork. Like they got artists to come out and paint portraits or whatnot for these films, and they're literally works of art. And I absolutely love them. I have posters of these on my walls. I just like looking at these things, and yeah. So I just kind of want to make a quick video just to go over some of my favorite 80s slasher artwork. I think I have a stack of, I don't know, there's like 14 or 15 titles here. This isn't any of them. These are kind of my, I don't know if you want to say honorable mentions or whatnot, but I picked these ones all here because these are all covers that I do like. They just weren't quite, in the top. I didn't want to make a list of 30, 30 artworks. So, we'll do like 14, 15, whatever it is in this video here. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about them, just to show some appreciation for these films and their artwork. Now, I'm not going to rank these films I have here. It's just they're probably going to be in some sort of an order. The last two or three are definitely my favorites, but it's not. I'm not ranking them from 15 to 1. It's just going to be some random order. There's a few caveats in here, so we'll talk about. But yeah, and another thing I guess I'll mention before we get into it is that all of these are films that I have on Blu-ray. I just want to have the Blu-rays here. There is a few films that I don't have a physical copy of that might have made this list. Most of them, I think there's like two or three that just didn't quite that well I don't have a physical copy of, so I'm not going to include them. But they may have made the overall list. But anyway. These are basically the films that I have a physical copy, so we can look at it and I can show it off to you. All right, enough of that. Let's just get right into it. So let's start off and take a look at the first one. All right, so the first film we have here is April Fool's Day. Now, there's a reason why I started with this one. This is great. I love this. This is fantastic. And we'll talk about the specifics of it. But the reason I'm kicking this video off with April Fool's Day is this is the movie poster, the cover art, that is without a doubt the most ingrained in my childhood memory. Every time I used to go to the video store, it seems I saw this film the most as a kid, sitting on the shelf, VHS, and I probably only went to a few stores, and I guess they all the stores I went to had this. And I just would always gravitate to this and just look at it. I would stare at this. I never was able to rent it, of course. But I would go and look at it, and it's just something about this just caught my eye as a kid, as a it just drew me in, and I just absolutely loved it. I've always loved this artwork. It's fantastic. And you look at this. This again. This is like um, a staged photograph. The composition. There's obviously like white background. There's some members of the actual cast in this photo. So they got the cast here. And there's Biff from Back to the Future. And then they have the focal point here. This noose, this hair noose. I would just look at this, 'cause as a kid I knew what a noose was. I knew what a noose was for, and obviously, hiding a knife behind your back. It's just, man, this I just absolutely love this. I don't know. I just wanted to kick this video off with this because this one means the most to me. And actually, the next two films we're gonna look at are in the same boat. They're the three most, um, VHS box arts that I saw as a kid. I'll just always love them just for that purpose. So yeah, first one we have here is April Fool's Day. Absolutely love this one. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. All right, so up next here we have Mountaintop Motel Massacre. Now, this isn't the greatest, and compared to some of the other ones we're going to talk about here. This isn't, again, it's nothing great, but man, I saw this one all the time as a kid, and again, it just drew me. It just sucked me in at the video stores. I think it was like the crazy chick, like the eyes and the crazy smile, the bloody fingerprints, like the 13, and just the title of the film, Mountaintop Motel Massacre. Just, it has the same like Slumber Party Massacre font. Um, yeah, you see the bloody dripping, the massacre. This whole thing just kind of draws me in. And again, it's just so nostalgic for me. I saw it all the time as a kid at my local video stores, and I always wanted to watch it. And I never seen this until I bought this Blu-ray a couple years ago. I reviewed it on the channel. Not great. I did I didn't love this film, so it was a big letdown because this was a film I've been waiting to see since I was like, I don't know, 8 years old, maybe 8 years old. I kept seeing this at the video store, and anyway, that's another. We're talking about the cover right here, and it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. So yeah, Mountaintop Motel Massacre, really good one. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so up next we have the New York Ripper, and this is the last of the three. Like these are my this is another one that is very nostalgic for me. Another one I saw at the video store all the time, and this one. Yeah, this one really appealed to me because it's slick looking, It has like that, the font, the yellows, and it's kind of like the Star Wars thing, like the Star Wars crawl. It kind of has that, and it's just something about it grabs you. And then you have like the woman dead on the road with the pool of blood, and just the title, like the Ripper, like I don't know. It's just the whole package of this is fantastic. Um, Yeah, it's iconic. This one is really iconic for me. It feels like this is a really important, uh, piece of artwork that we've seen all the time. It's just, I don't know, absolutely love this artwork, and great film, great film. It lived up to it. Again, I didn't see it when I was 8 years old. Thank goodness. It may have, who knows what it would have done. But watching it as an adult, it lived up to all the expectations. It looks sleazy, like this cover looks sleazy, like her dress is up there, like there's like scratch marks on her upper thigh. She's got the hooker boots. Yeah, it's a sleazy cover, and it's one of the sleaziest 80s slashers ever made. So yeah, it all works. Love this cover. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so up next we have The Forest. This is a 1982 film, and this is the first one on this list that I had never seen as a kid. So I have no nostalgia for this one, but yeah, I love this. This is fantastic. It really captures the deep in the woods slasher film, which that's what this is. This isn't a great film. The cover art is way better than the film itself. So good for them. They're selling they're selling their film with fantastic cover art, and that's exactly what they did, right? When they released this, like they knew they had a low budget, not a great film, but they're like, hey, let's spend the extra 5, 10 grand, whatever it is, and let's get some really good artwork, put it on the VHS box, and we'll sell more. It'll rent more. And yeah, if I was, a 15-year-old in 1982, I would have rented this. I would have saw this on the shelf and be like, hell yes, I am gonna take this film home with me. the big hunting knife, fantastic. The couple running in fear, the old school tent, the campfire. You got the babbling brook, the crazy eye killer hunting. Um, it's fantastic. I absolutely love this artwork. It captures the whole genre. It's great. And especially like the subgenre of like the deep woods slasher. It's fantastic. So yeah, Forest is great. Very good artwork. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, up next we have the Majorettes. Now this is another one. No nostalgia for me. Didn't even know this film existed until I don't know 5, 10 years ago, kind of thing. But this is great. Like there's nothing special about this. It's just I love how it's a commissioned art. This is like a piece of art that somebody drew to capture the theme of this. You see the title, The Majorettes, so you think, like the whatever they are, the women dancers who spin the batons and do the marching bands, all that stuff. Like people know what the Majorettes are, and this kind of captures that. But you see, like, the baton, like, choking out a girl, murdering whatever he's doing, strangling her. You just see the hand, the big strong shoulder. You don't see the face. I don't know. You'll see a continuing theme. I like the simple. I don't like my artwork too busy. This is just, yeah, I don't know. This just speaks to me. It's just simple. A chick getting murdered by the tool that she uses to be a majorette, and nothing more is said. You see this at the VH store, and you're like, okay, we're gonna see majorettes getting murdered. That's what that's what this cover tells me, and that's pretty much what the film is. Well, the second part's kind of a Rambo film. If you haven't seen this film, first part is a slasher, and it kind of turns into like a Rambo action adventure. Very strange, very very good film. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a simple, plain. It tells you what the film is, and it's great. I love the commissioned art, so it's fantastic. So yeah, Majorettes. Um, this one definitely makes the list. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, next up we have, of course, Prom Night, 1980, one of the earliest 80s slashers. Again, just like we talked about with the Majorettes, simple, plain. It gets to the point, but it has a chilling effect. Of course, it has the red font. A lot of these you're gonna see all have red font. Red equals associated with blood, kind of thing. So it works. I loved the masked killer. Like in like the balaclava. I don't know what you got. Like in Canada, we call this a balaclava. Um, but yeah, and you got like the black leather glove, which is kind of like the giallo kind of thing, like the slasher, and then like the shard of glass, a reflection of the chick hanging upside down, blood dripping down. It's just there's kind of a lot going on here, but it's so simple and straightforward and to the point. It just captures an 80s slasher. I absolutely love this. Just fantastic. Um, yeah, I don't know. Prom Night is just this is just a classic one that just always stood out, and it just does a great job. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so next up we have Happy Birthday to Me. I had to include some Canadian films on this list, of course. So, but yeah, this is fantastic. And again, I would almost say this is within the horror community. This is iconic cover art. It's just anyone who says, "Oh, the dude getting the shish kebab shoved in his mouth," everyone's like, "Oh, that's the Happy Birthday to Me cover." Of course, it's so iconic. It's fantastic. I definitely saw this one a few times growing up. I do have a little nostalgic for this one. I don't remember seeing it a lot, but I do remember seeing it. It's one of those ones. Again, because I think it just I probably saw it once or twice, and it just kind of stuck in my mind. Like, holy crap, this is like what's going on here? Like, you see like the gloved hand gently shoving the shish kebab pointy end into his open mouth. And the food looks good. It looks cooked well. It looks, it's just, this is great. And everything is in like silhouette. All you can see is the hand, the shish kebab, and the his head and a little bit of his neck there, and everything else is black. Of course, we got the red font. The little candle is a nice touch on the eye. Birthday candle. That's really nice. It's just in the look on his face, like he's got like the oh crap look on his face. Um, you know, Close your mouth. I don't know. Maybe he can't close his mouth for some reason, but I don't know. It is what it is. Look at this. It's fantastic. Again, it's just these covers that depict somebody getting killed. That's what the film is. Like there's no burying the lead, as you would say. It's like let's put someone getting killed on the cover, and that's what you're gonna get in this film. You're gonna get multiple people getting killed, and it says right here you're gonna get six of them. So awesome. Yeah, happy birthday to me is fantastic. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so anyone who's familiar with this channel, who's been watching me for a while, knows that I don't know if you would call me a Friday the 13th fanboy, but this is my stuff. I, I'm a Friday the 13th fan, so I had to include one of these films on here. And honestly, this was the easiest choice. I love almost all eight of the Paramount Friday the 13th film, their artwork. But this one is the standard for me. Again, simple, plain, iconic. It has it all. At this point in the franchise history, you don't need anything more than this. Even though this mask never made an appearance, on a Jason or a Roy, as this film would be, but it doesn't matter. Just like the hockey mask, like what you're getting, the hockey mask. The red light shining through. Again, white text, white font, but you get the red. Um, and I like how, the left side is bright white, showing you exactly what it is, but then, the right side is very in the shadows. You can still make it out, but it's a work of art. It's just, you know, you could put a hockey mask on the cover and put red light behind it, and it wouldn't look as good as this because there's something going on here, like the use of the shadows, the darkness, the light. It's really well done. And again, this one's very nostalgic for me. Of course, you couldn't go to a video store in the 80s and not see Friday the 13th films. They were all over the place. And of course, I saw this one all the time. And again, it sucked me in. Something about because you saw the mask and you're like, okay, this is a Jason movie. You know exactly what this is. Even though, yeah, this film, yeah, we know it's not Jason, but it doesn't matter. It's a Friday the 13th film, and it captures it. The cover art is fantastic. Um, yeah, I don't know. I love this title. I love this cover. If you see my little YouTube thumbnail picture, when I'm like responding to comments and whatnot, this is what I have. This is my logo. This is how I represent myself as a fan of 80s slashers. Is this to me is important. It's iconic. I just love it. Oh, that's it. I guess that's all I have to say. Love this cover. I don't think I said the title. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. So there you go. That's what made the list. All right, we're getting up there. These next three or four. What do I have left here? I have five left. And these are the heavy hitters. We're getting into the big ones now. So and I include this because this is an important one. So all right, let's take a look at the next one. All right. Uh, so yeah, of course we have Sleepaway Camp. This again, this is iconic. This is just one of the artworks that just defines the genre. Everything about this is just, mwah. I what is there not to like? This is just so famous. Again, nostalgia for me. I think I've told it on this channel before, so I won't get into it. But I have a really interesting history with this film, with this artwork. My first time seeing this, I don't know how old I was. I was probably 12, 11, 12 when I first watched this film. Way too young, clearly. Um, but yeah, there was I did a review on this film, so if you want to check out the story, I think I tell that story in the review of this film. But yeah, this artwork is ingrained in my mind because of that first viewing experience that I had with this film. And this was it. This was a VHS. My brother had a copy of this in his room, VHS tape. And this is what I saw, and I was like, "Oh, look at this! This looks interesting." Sleepaway Camp. Well, at that point, I knew I was, I was already watching Friday the 13th films, so I was like, "Oh, well, that's a Sleepaway Camp, Bloody Knife." It's just like, "Oh, this must be like another one of those Friday the 13th type camp slashers. I think I'll check it out." Yeah, that was that was an interesting afternoon when I watched this film. Um, Regardless, like this, look at this. This is just fantastic. You get the like, what a nice touch. Like the letter, dear mom and dad. I've been at sleepaway camp. Blah blah blah. It's just it's touching. It just fits. And then you get like the bloody knife going through the old like an Adidas sneaker. Um, Even the sneaker screams 80s, like the water dripping off it, like the bloody font on the text. But then it's also like the camp wood, you see like a sleepaway camp sign, like Camp Arawak or whatever. That's what they look like. They use those pieces of wood. Everything about this is finely crafted, and it's just I just love it. It's just so iconic. You can't beat this. Like, there's no films today that do this. All the films that are coming up next, they're that that's why they're there. Like, they don't make these anymore. And man, I wish they did. I know Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, they do their new commissioned artwork on their slipcovers, and some of them are really nice. They are, but there's something missing. I don't know what it is. It's just the artwork of the time, of the era, I guess. I don't know. These are special to me, and it's fantastic. Absolutely love it. So yeah, Sleepaway Camp for sure. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, so up next we have Bloody Birthday. Um, Look at this. Like, what do I have to say? This is just unbelievable. I freaking love this, man. Like, I get so excited looking at these things. Look at this. Like, look at all the detail on this. Um, First off, the film in the red font, of course, is Bloody Birthday. So you're like, okay, well, this is gonna be like a holiday theme, a birthday slasher. Then, of course, you get the birthday cake, and the cake is in bad shape. It's pushed, it's cracked. Look at the detail. That's not in good cake. Or it's not in good condition. It's not a pristine cake. There's some damage to it. And then you see like obviously the blood on the edges of it. And is that like a razor blade? Another razor blade. I think another one back there sticking out. Awesome. And then look at this. They severed fingers that are dripping blood from the top of them, lit as candles. Oh, like this is just. I'll tell you what, it was really hard not to put this at number one. What do I have left here? I have three more films, and this could be number one. Look at this. And again, I'm not ranking them, but I kind of have them in an order. I thought before making this video, I kind of ranked them in my brain, But this is I don't know, man. This is just fantastic. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And look, and one finger is like completely severed off. It's just a bloody stump with like smoke coming. Look at that. That's unbelievable. Of course, all black background. Um, yeah, man. I freaking love this. This is just great. Bloody birthday. Um, yeah, so good in. That's a good one. All right, let's take a look at the final three. Now, I'll say this: these are, like I said, this should have been there, maybe, I don't know, but these next three, I was going back and forth which one to put number one. They all could be my favorite. If I did this next week, if I looked at these for a week straight, they probably would be different. But it's tough. It's tough, man. It's art. It's very subjective. It's what speaks to me and my tastes and stuff. But Yeah, so let's take a look at those. All right, so first up, of course, here first up, first of the top three is what I meant. We have Maniac. Um, I really wanted to put this number one because look at this. This is again like Bloody Birthday. All these films, this artwork is just man. It just this screams what this film is. Like if there was ever a perfect cover for this film, this is clearly it. Like this is it. This is just oh man. Again, this is one I saw as a kid. Because again, I may have only saw it once for 2 minutes. Who knows? But it stayed. I still have it. It's still in my memories. Um, it's look at this. How could I ever forget this? This is incredible. Again, black background, great. You know, you got the white text, but there's lots of blood. You couldn't put the red text here because of the way the rest of the image, the carefully painted, commissioned, perfect for this film image, painting. You know, you got a dude who looks like the Joe Spinell character. Could clearly be him. Um, you got like the veiny hand, like the detail, like the belt buckle's got a curl in it. There's a little bit of his shirt's unbuttoned, but there's a little bit of blood there, and then like the huge knife, little bit of blood there, blood on his pants, blood on his shoes, pants, blood on both his shoes, and then a pool standing in a pool of blood, and then you have this. Um, Looking at this as a kid, I was always like, "What is that? Is that a head?" But is it a scalp? Did he scalp somebody? Like you're like, what the hell is this? And you can't really tell. I think from the film, he's probably holding like a scalp, right? Like he doesn't behead people. This is crazy. He yeah, he cuts their scalps off with their hair. Like who puts that on a cover of a movie and sticks it in a movie store for 10-year-old kids to walk by and be like, "Oh, look, that guy is holding a woman's top of her head." It's it's fantastic. And then, you know, it, I guess this is the elephant in the room, but it's something else that stands out about this image is, the male character here is sporting quite the bulge in his jeans. And I'm not gonna lie, I that's something you notice. Like, okay, there's um, it, and it fits because this is one of the sleaziest films ever made. So of course you got to add the violence, you got to add like the sex, the sleazy. It's just man, this is the perfect artwork for this film. They hit it out of the park, and it's so iconic, so iconic. If you ever seen the remake of this, was it 2000? Oh, I'm gonna get the year wrong. 2005, is it? 2009? I don't know. Something like the Elijah Wood remake, Maniac. Fantastic. Such a good film. Definitely check it out. But I don't want to spoil it. But if you haven't seen it, there's a scene in that movie as he's making a kill, and you don't realize it at the time, but he's kind of dressed similar to this. And after he scalps a lady, with blonde hair, there's like the camera pans and there's like a shot. It's like a reflection, I believe, and it's this. They recreated th- this whole image in that film in real time, and I was just that was why I love that film. Like man, the fact that they did that because they recognize like how iconic this is. Man, I could just go on way too long, way too long about these. Fantastic, absolutely love Maniac. Um, Yeah, all right. Let's take a look at the final two. Now, I'm regretting not putting this number one because I've been gushing so much over this, and I'm looking at what's coming up next. Maybe this should be number one. See, I don't know. I love this though. So, but the next two are great. So yeah, let's move on and take a look at the next one. All right. So up next we have Final Exam, and I again I adore this artwork. This is fantastic. It's I would say if there's any of these cover arts that most capture an 80s slasher, this might be it. You look at this. If you didn't see if you didn't see this, but even with that, if you didn't see that and you just saw this image, and someone's like, oh, this is for a movie, you'd be like, oh, that's one of those '80s slashers, right? That's what this looks like. This is what this is, you know. Um, Again, the red text and just like the title of this is Final Exam. It just works so well for an '80s slasher. Love the title. And then again, look, like the eye. You got like the big kitchen knife for the eye. Nice touch. And then you get like obviously the thing that draws your eye in the most is this big silhouette of a hulking man. And it's great because you can tell it's a man. You can tell it's a big, strong, powerful man. But that's it. Um, just kind of like the movie is. There's no motive to the killer. You don't really see him that much. He's just kind of a shadow. Obviously this was influenced from Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, which the shadow, all that stuff. So it fits, and that's what they were probably going for. And he kind of looks like Michael Myers, to be perfectly honest. And again, it works because that's what you're getting. But then like the contrast of the black silhouette figure and then the shiny white, silvery huge blade in his hand it just works really well for me. And then of course he's staring out at a peaceful, serene college campus, at dawn or dusk, and couples holding hands coming out of a building, another one over there, and it epitomizes what this film is. Again, I think that's what these best the best of these do. They capture the film. If you're familiar with the film, because that's what you want, right? You don't want to rent a movie because it looks awesome, and then he's like, oh, that's not at all what I was expecting. Like you rented this film. This is what I would expect you're gonna get. What the film was. So it's a good pairing. Um, yeah, this really captures uh, the '80s slashers whole genre for me. It's fantastic. Like the clouds and like the little moonlight there is a nice touch. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. It's just like whoever painted this just just did just did a fantastic job. It's beautiful. It really is. Um, so yeah, Final Exam, one of my favorites for sure. So yeah, let's move on to the last one. All right, so up last, and potentially this is my favorite '80s slasher cover of all time. Of course, is the Mutilator, 1984, Buddy Cooper. This is like a one-time thing for this director, and um, I don't know, man. This is just again, it's kind of simple. There's a lot going on here, and it's just a beautiful painted um piece of artwork that just kind of it really captures this film. It really tells you what you're about to see, what you're gonna get in this film. And I like this film. Some people don't, but I like this film, and I think this captures it really well. Um, like first off, the first thing your eye is drawn to is this big look. What's it called? Like a fish hook. Like if you, I think it's like a fish hook or something, or if you're fishing, you grab like a I don't know, maybe if you're like the big fish, I don't know what it is. I think it's a fish hook. This is used. In this film, there is an infamous scene where the killer uses this on a woman, and he puts it here, and he goes up with the sharp end. That's a kill in this scene in this film, and it's one of the most iconic when people talk about like, oh wow, the woman who gets the fish hook. Um, and they put it front and center, like this is our big highlight kill, and I love that. You get like the sleeved arm, which is great, and then you get like people just hung up on a hook, like once they were done with them, like he killed these three people, you know, they're dead. They're hanging up. Just fantastic. You see like their shirts over the hook, all the blood dripping down, and then she's next, and we know what's gonna happen. So you see this, and you're like, oh, what's gonna happen to this girl? Is he gonna take this fish hook and slice her throat? Is he gonna stab her? No, no, no. Watch the movie. It's much worse. What he's gonna do to this poor woman with this fish hook, and Yeah, this is fantastic. The colors, you got like this like the bloody, the drippy under the title. It's just, man, it's so good. This just screams at me 80s slasher, and I don't know what it is. It's just the colors, like you got a lot of blues and greens. The text is blue. It just, I don't know, and even like this by sword, by pick, by axe, by, it's just one of those classic cheesy 80s slasher taglines that just works really well. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think this is my favorite one. Like I said, the last two or three, it's really hard because they're all so good. Bloody Birthday, Final Exam, Maniac, and this probably my without a doubt my favorite four within the whole genre. Um, but yeah, these are great. It's fantastic. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is just a look at some of my favorite 80s slasher cover art. So I hope you guys like that. I'm thinking about doing maybe one of these if my least favorite, because there's a lot of stinkers within the genre. So we'll see. I'll see if I can come up with a list of that. See if you guys if you guys show any interest in that, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, this was fun. I liked looking at these and just kind of critiquing them, I guess. I don't know. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and yeah, until next time. All right, see ya.